Hey there! Welcome back. So, I said I'd only do this if people asked me to, but you know, if I only did the things that my audience asked me to do, this would be a very different channel. Uh, I've I've never cared if my audience wanted me to do something before, so why should I start now? So anyway, yeah. So I will just do the five after stories, five extras. This is just in the extras. So, yeah.
Hachiko, what are you doing all the way in our realm?
And yes, the speech for the station master is still off. Wonderful. This is bad. The station master sighs as he looks at the fallen leaves all around the station. He enjoys working long hours here. There is nothing for him to do at home anyway. Though the station has been decommissioned, he feels it does not stand to reason that he should let it fall into disrepair.
Ah!
Arg! He furiously speeds up his sweeping, but that gets him nowhere fast. There's just too much work to be done. He had assumed that visiting his daughter in Tokyo was a bad idea. Now there was a backlog of leaves to deal with. But visiting his family is important, he reminds himself. Though he is in good health, the station master is getting on in years. He must enjoy what time he has left with his loved ones. Suddenly his thoughts are interrupted by a familiar voice.
Oh, do you need help?
Thank you, but I was up in Tokyo visiting my daughter and her husband. Maybe I'll visit with our dear friend again another day. After all, we can only visit once a month.
I really wish they'd fixed that. Anyway, Hachiko, what are you doing all the way in our room?
I was just visiting my relative for a short while, and now I'm on my way back. It seems like you were gone for a while. I wanted to bring you some egg brulee, but I couldn't find you here, so I ended up eating it myself.
Chico, can I ask you something? Call it an old man's curiosity.
Thank you, but I was up in Tokyo visiting my daughter and her husband. Maybe I'll visit with our dear friend again another day. After all, we can only visit once a month.
Oh, maybe we can just visit you more often.
The station master laughs, looking at the clear sky. He sighs as he looks over the mess of leaves.
Come here, let me help you out.
The spider spirit walks slowly over to the nearby tool shed and emerges with several brooms, some already broken, but still able to serve their purpose nonetheless.
Oh, don't you wish you have more hands in times like these?
Yeah, for these extras, they do some chibi style artwork like this. Chibi style is like, small bodies, big heads. So this type of thing, you've seen it before. You've seen chibi style art before, I'm sure. But yeah, this is a chibi style.
Do you spirits come out to tour our world often?
I wonder, Hachiko. I wonder. You may have made a good station master because you have 8 hands and a mind for multitasking. Hachiko laughs and shakes her head as she continues sweeping the leaves.
I live alone, and if a man my age has to go meet his ancestors, so it shall be.
Hachiko, can I ask you something? Call it an old man's curiosity.
Ask away.
The elderly station master watches as the spider spirit cheerfully sweeps away with all of her arms. She hums cheerfully.
I see.
Do you spirits come out to tour our world often? Hachiko turns to look at him and laughs.
Mr. Station Master, are you worried about terrifying spirits like me running into your room at night and eating your soul?
I mean, I wasn't before. It was the station master's turn to laugh.
I was hoping that I might get the chance to see more interesting people or beings while I'm still alive.
I live alone, and if a man my age has to go to meet his ancestors, so it shall be.
What a party pooper.
Yeah, that's kind of a downer thing to say. Hachiko smiles, her hand still busy sweeping. The station master waits as he carefully dusts the platform. Those damned leaves. This damn dust. He tires of it.
I know there are other little havens where there are other spirits. I know my relative likes to travel often in his spider form, but I sensed that he was nearby recently and decided to call on him.
Makes sense.
I also know of a whale that travels the world looking for a friend.
Aw. Well, that's sad.
For the most part, everyone minds their own business, though.
True enough. What I saw in the war was enough.
I see.
You really feel a diminishing in strength at my age. But I guess it just means that it is time to retire.
I was hoping that I might get the chance to see more interesting people or beings while I am still alive.
I've lived long enough to tell you that a long life may not always be a good thing.
So I did, but I don't know. I don't think I can ever leave this place behind.
True enough, what I saw in the war was enough. The station master sits down on a bench, his legs aching. He rubs at his arthritic knee absent-mindedly.
Looks like age finally caught up with you, young man.
Well, at least we know that someone may be interested in taking over for me.
You really feel a diminishing in strength at my age. But I guess it just means that it is time to retire.
You really did, didn't you?
Hachiko has made quick work of the leaves and has already managed to clean up the ones near the platform. Therefore, she decides to take a break. She sits down beside the station master on the bench.
Well, if the old does not go, the new does not come. Isn't that the truth?
So I did. But I don't know. I don't think I can ever leave this place behind.
You will have to one day.
The station master sighs, taking out his trusty old pocket watch and rubbing it clean.
Everyone has their limited time, even for me.
Well, if only you came over more often with more food, I might be persuaded to stay a while longer.
Well, at least we know that someone may be interested in taking over for me. Hachiko smiles, one of her many hands patting the old man's back. Though it may not look like it, Hachiko is much older than the station master, so she can understand some of his feelings.
Don't say things like that. Are you trying to write yourself off?
The station master laughs.
Greetings, you two. It's been a while.
Well, if the old does not go, the new does not come. Isn't that the truth?
Indeed.
I see. And what is this side dish?
Well, if only you came over more often with more food, I might be persuaded to stay a while longer.
Don't worry, young man. I'll drop by once a week from now on. Someone's got to check on you, after all.
Aw, that's sweet. Alright, so that's first one down. And clearly there are more station masters going to be in at least one more bit, unfortunately. It's a real shame that that glitch got through. Just because it does mess the whole thing up. With a small crashing sound, Hotaka is forced to pick himself up once more. Despite having fallen, He now has an idea of what parts he needs to tighten on his new contraption. He quickly picks himself and the object up before going back to screwing in screws and tightening bolts. Finally, the spirit sighs, this time with a bit of relief. Hotaka carefully examines the fruit of his labor while wiping a bead of sweat from his brow. He then smiles to himself, a wide and honest grin, when a sudden voice snaps him out of his reverie.
What are you smiling about, Hotaka?
Oh, hi, Hachiko. Check it out. I just got this thing put together.
Oh? And what's that supposed to be?
Why, it's a trishaw. It'll let me cart people around.
Trishaw. I guess probably something like a rickshaw?
But why?
Well, I miss being useful. So I thought, why not help transport the folks of Midway around town?
How noble of you.
Not at all. This is me being pretty self-indulgent.
So is the trishaw ready?
I just gave it one last tune-up, so it should be, yes.
I wouldn't want to be the first to ride in it.
How much are you asking for your service?
Asking? Oh no, I don't want anything in return.
Dude, you're providing a service. Don't give it away for free. Any goods or services you provide, you should be asking for fair compensation for your work. Always ask fair compensation for your work.
Oh, very well then. I will elect to be your first customer.
All right. Thanks, Hachiko.
Not at all. Thank you.
So, where do you want to go?
I was just stopping by on my way home, so if you could take me to the cottage, that would be nice.
Very well. Climb aboard.
Hachiko climbs onto the trishaw and daintily takes a seat, while Hotaka gets onto the bike and starts pedaling. Gaining momentum takes a little bit of time, but finally the two of them are on their way down the road. Hachiko enjoys the light breeze in her hair without a care in the world, before she realizes that she can hear an odd sound. She looks around and spots Hotaka, who is rather flushed and panting.
Oh, Hotaka, is this too much for you?
Oh, no. Not at all. I'm just not used to it yet. That's all.
Yeah, you probably should have spent a little bit of time building up your stamina.
Didn't you get any practice in before taking me on a ride?
No. I just got the trishaw built today. Whew.
Do you want me to get off? I can walk the rest of the way.
No, Hachiko, no. You know he's just gonna say no. It's a matter of pride now. It's a matter of pride for him now.
No, it's fine. See, we're almost there.
Well, if you insist.
Hachiko spends the rest of the ride attempting not to laugh at Hotaka's valiant struggle. When they finally make it to her front gate, she waits for him to come to a stop before jumping out of the seat. There we go.
Oh, thank you, Hotaka. I'm sure you'll get better at it soon enough.
Yeah.
Pop in for some tea, guy.
Oh, look! It's Anna!
Hello, Hachiko! Hello, Hotaka! Oh, what do I see here, Konkon? My, that looks like a trishaw. I haven't seen one of those around here in quite a while.
Hotaka immediately brightens up once he catches his breath. He looks at Aina with a new fire in his eyes.
Aina, can I interest you in a ride?
Well, I suppose so, Kun. I have to go through the forest if you don't mind.
Not at all. Hachiko, I hope you enjoyed your ride. Let me know if you ever want me to take you somewhere.
Should have popped in for some tea.
Oh, I'll have to take you up on that offer. But do get some practice in first.
He's right about to.
I will. All right, Aina, let's go.
Aina climbs into the trishaw seat, and Hachiko waves him off. She chuckles to herself as she walks into her home.
That boy is in over his head.
Meanwhile, Hotaka is having a pretty swell time with Aina. The small fox is much lighter than Hachiko. Not that Hotaka would say that out loud to either of the ladies. As they make their way steadily through the forest, Aina and Hotaka engage in some small talk.
So what inspired you to get a trishaw, Kon?
Well, I've been retired for a while now, and I miss helping transport people around. So I figured, why not try a trishaw?
I guess that's why it's called a trishaw. I'm guessing it has something to do with having like 3 wheels or something like that. Actually, now I'm just curious. Oh, huh. 3-wheeled, pedal-powered machine with a pilot behind and a passenger seat up front. Although I guess this one, I'm guessing. Although I guess it doesn't always have to be in front. I assume it doesn't it doesn't always have to be in. Looks like usually it is in the back. But apparently there's types that are like in the front. So I guess there are kinds you can find now where the passenger seat is in front. But traditional trishaws were, you know, the passenger in back. Whatever. Wait, what? No.
I see, Kon. How are you liking it so far?
It's a bit more difficult than I thought it would be, to be honest.
That does make sense. You just haven't gotten the time to practice is all.
Indeed. Get that practice in.
Yeah, I'll be able to do this fine in no time.
However, despite his bravado, Hotaka soon starts to huff and puff again as they make their way through the forest path.
So, where do you want to stop, Aina?
Right here? Is right here good? We can stop right here.
I was heading towards the clearing, but why don't we stop in the glade for a bit? It's cool there. We can relax for a bit, and you can catch your breath.
Good plan. Very generous, Aina.
That sounds good, actually.
Hotaka agrees to Aina's plan, even though he doesn't want to admit how tired he is. In fact, he's pretty sure that once he sits down, he won't be able to get back up. But he'll have to see when the time comes what ends up happening. When they reach the glade, Aina hops down from the trishaw seat and wanders towards the edge of the water as Hotaka attempts to not collapse as he dismounts from the bicycle. He slowly makes his way towards Aina, and finally manages to take a seat next to her in a less than graceful manner.
There. Let's have a nice break, Kon. Go ahead. Splash some water in your face. It'll perk you up, Kon.
Hotaka follows her instruction, and gathers some water in his hands and washes his face with it. He then grins at her and dries his face on his sleeve.
Oh, much better. Thank you.
So, Hotaka, ready to go another round, Kon?
Sure, just let me get up.
Hotaka moves to stand up, but finds that his legs are cramped in such a way that he cannot move from a sitting position. He tries a few more times, and ends up almost falling into the water.
Uh-oh.
Oh dear. Let me get the trishaw, Kon.
She gonna give him a ride now?
Oh?
Aina wanders to the trishaw, brings it close to Hotaka. She then helps him get into the passenger seat.
What are you doing?
Not to worry, Hotaka. I can take you to your home. Okay, maybe not that far, Konkon. I know. I'll take you to Hachiko's to get some rest. I'm sure some tea will revive you. Cookies can't hurt either.
It's my life philosophy. Cookies can't hurt.
Okay.
Aina gets onto the bike part of the trishaw and starts pedaling her way back towards Hachiko's cottage. Hotaka won't admit it, aloud, but he enjoys being a passenger.
Hey, Aina, if it's possible, could we not tell Hachiko about this? She'll never let me hear the end of it.
That's fine, dearie, Konkon.
Yeah, like she won't find out anyway. Hotaka and Aina both smile and enjoy the rest of the journey towards Hachiko's house. Hotaka observes as the stars begin to show in the evening sky. The sun sets on another day in Midway. Alright. 2 down, 3 to go. Hachiko stares down at the old recipe book. It's not in Japanese, so she has her dictionary out beside it. It was published in the early 1940s, and Hachiko had picked it up a long time ago, but never thought to use it before today.
What's this?
Hachiko stares down suspiciously at a slip of paper that fell out of the book. After a quick glance through her dictionary, she determines that it is a pamphlet on wartime meal planning. As she reads on, it details on how to stretch ingredients out to make the most out of rations. This then gives Hachiko an idea. She sets to work immediately and makes her way to the kitchen. A few hours fly by, and Hachiko is finally ready. She looks at her work with some pride, and in her heart she knows her guests will eat with gusto. Suddenly the doorbell rings, and she moves to answer it.
Mariko and Hotaka, you two are early. Welcome. Come in. Come in.
Yay! Mariko still drops by. The two move to take off their shoes in the entryway before following Hachiko to the sitting room.
Thank you for having us, Hachiko. Are any of the others here yet?
Oh no, not yet, I'm afraid.
Well, we can wait for everyone else to arrive. Oh, I see the food is already set out. This will make the wait much harder.
Yep.
Indeed, but the others should all be here relatively soon.
They'd better be. The doorbell rings again, and Hachiko nods to her guests before running to go answer it. Hotaka and Mariko look at the food before looking at each other quizzically.
What do you think that is? This isn't the usual noodles.
I don't recognize it at all, I'm afraid.
Well, let's make sure we're as gracious as possible when we eat it, since we're guests.
Who knows, it might actually be good.
It won't be. Hotaka and Mariko become quiet once more as they hear footsteps down the hall. Hachiko opens the door to the parlor and invites some familiar guests in. Mariko and Hotaka smile and wave immediately.
Station Master! Long time no see! And hello, Aina!
All right, so the main course hasn't been too bad, but I get the feeling that dessert's going to be a disaster. Game face is on, folks.
Greetings, you two. It's been a while.
Hello, Konkon! It's nice to see everyone!
Do we know if anyone else is coming?
I believe it is just going to be the 5 of us tonight. It's so rare that the others get time from their busy schedules to visit.
Aw.
Anyway, I hope you are all hungry. I tried out a new recipe today, so I'm very excited.
I feel like try out the recipe for yourself first. You know, don't, like, I don't know, it just feels like it's rude to use guests as guinea pigs for your recipes. Just try it out on yourself first. Like, try it for yourself first. See if it's good. If it's not... The station master and Aina give cautious glances to the food before looking at Mariko and Hotaka for confirmation of their fears. The 4 of them then look to Hachiko, but before Mariko finally breaks the ice.
So, Hachiko, what are we having tonight?
Oh, I cooked up a few things. You see, I found this old cookbook of mine. It's in English, and I hadn't bothered opening it until today. But inside, I found the usual recipes, as well as a surprise. There was a sheet of wartime recipes that I just had to try, so I figured my friends would enjoy trying out these old recipes with me.
One exception: if your friends also like trying new foods. You know, like if you've got friends who are like, "Oh, that sounds really cool and interesting. I definitely want to try that." Then yeah, those are the friends you try out new recipes on. Otherwise, you know, try it for yourself first to see if it's good. And if it's not, you don't have to subject anyone else to it.
What's for the main course?
The centerpiece of the meal is the corn and sausage casserole.
Ew. I'm saying that because it's casserole. I like corn. I like sausage. Corn, they're both good. Corn is good. Sausage is good.
What is a casserole?
You'll just have to try it and find out.
It's strong. Even my old taste buds are lighting up with flavor. Well done, Hachiko. Now, if you could, please pour us some tea.
I see. And what is this side dish?
I think he's gotten even further off his, dialogue.
Beets baked in orange sauce.
Ew.
And for dessert, we have a hot gingerbread ring with apple sauce.
Beets. Ew. Gross. Hot gingerbread ring? Not something I would enjoy. The guests are confused by these food titles, which they had never even heard of before, but decide to be gracious to their host. Hachiko is obviously excited to share her discovery with them. They just hope that their stomachs will find it agreeable. Hachiko starts bustling about, serving up plates of food for everyone.
Make sure to save room for some dessert. It will be done shortly.
The guests tentatively begin to eat. It's not bad food, it's just different. Finally, Hotaka speaks up about something that is bothering him.
Where is the sausage in the casserole?
Oh, no worries. I took a tip from a different wartime flyer and substituted it with cheese. I hope it is to your liking.
You took out the sausage? How dare? How very dare?
Oh, it's pretty good. I mean, it's not bad. It's just different than what I'm used to.
I feel we all ought to expand our palates. So I want to try new foods from all over the world. Not for every dinner, of course, just occasional dinners.
A laudable goal.
I see. But shouldn't we try the unadulterated versions of the food before experimenting with them?
A fair point.
Oh my, you do have a point there, oh.
My, these beets are sweet. I was expecting the orange, but did the recipe call for something else? I can't put my finger on it.
Glad she's enjoying the beets.
Oh, the recipe also had me add some sugar. I was worried it might not be sweet enough, so I might have gone a little overboard.
Good. More sugar. In fact, let's remove the beets. Suddenly, a timer goes off in the kitchen. Hachiko stands and immediately makes her way out of the door. Alright, so I think we've just about reached the end of the Station Master's dialogue throughout the extras as well, then.
Alright, so the main course hasn't been too bad, but I get the feeling that dessert's going to be a disaster. Game face is on, folks!
The dinner guests resume quietly eating as Hachiko comes in with the dessert. It looks quite pretty, and they can tell that she decorated it lovingly.
Gingerbread. That's the cookie stuff from Christmas, if I recall correctly. I might have to pass, as I find it to be rather strong, but I'll take a bite.
Gingerbread's not something I've enjoyed.
Sure thing, my dear. I wouldn't want to force food on you, after all. Here,
Liar.
I'll dish everyone up some of the gingerbread ring. Then I'll go get all of us some tea. I'm thinking black tea.
She absolutely wants to force food on everybody. She's one of those types who's just like, would you like some more? Would you care for some more? No, I'm good. Here's have some more. Once Hachiko has all of the dessert dished out to each guest, she runs off to make the tea. This was good timing for Hachiko, because as the guests take their first bite of the dessert, each of their faces pucker a bit at the clashing sweets and spices. Hachiko returns with the tea and looks expectantly at them.
Well, how do you like it?
Ha ha ha! Don't worry about us. You barely got to try any yourself.
Dang it.
It's strong. Even my old taste buds are lighting up with the flavor. Well done, Hachiko. Now, if you could, please pour us some tea.
Of course I will, young man.
Hachiko pours the drinks, and each guest gratefully washes down the strong dessert with the black tea. Finally, Aina breaks the awkward silence.
My, I'm full. I couldn't eat another bite. But Hachiko, dear, let me help you clean up.
Oh, are you sure? Is everyone else done?
You outdid yourself, Hachiko. There is way too much for us to eat.
You're a bad liar, Mariko.
Then I'll pack some for you all to take home.
Oh, no, it's not that bad. I mean, compared to the bread you made that one time, it's edible.
Don't worry about us. You barely got to try any yourself.
It's true.
You know, for how much hard work I put into this meal, I ought to at least try the dessert.
There you go. The guests all glance at each other with bated breath. Hachiko takes up a plate of the wartime dessert and takes a bite. There is a moment of silence.
What? You should have told me this was terrible.
Oh no, it's not that bad. I mean, compared to the bread you made that one time, it's edible.
Oh, I should have known better.
No, really, Hachiko, it's okay.
Are they gonna have to eat the dessert just to make her feel better?
You couldn't have known. Well, I guess you could have had a taste while cooking.
You are not very helpful, Hotaka. Hachiko immediately perks up at Hotaka's words.
That's a great idea, Hotaka. Now, who wants to volunteer to be my taste tester? I get so busy while I'm cooking that I completely forget to even try the food. Oh, silly me.
How does that work? No one steps forward, and Hachiko visibly deflates. Finally, Aina raises her hand.
I will do it, I suppose. I only hesitated because my tastes are different than the others.
You know what? I'll do it too.
I might as well join in.
Come now, don't leave me out.
Hey, they got it synced back up. And so, Hachiko gained a crew to help her cook, and the guests found a way to ensure that their food would be edible. Well, most of the time. Over halfway through now. Aina makes her way down the familiar forest path. In her hand, she holds a picnic basket, with various treats arranged inside. Hachiko insisted that she take it with her. Today, she is visiting the Handmaiden and Tanuki, her fellow animal spirits. When she enters the clearing, she can see them waiting for her at a picnic blanket. It looks like everything is set for lunch, with various delicious-looking foods.
Hello, Kon! Thank you for waiting for me. I'm afraid Hachiko talked my ear off and would not let me come on time, Kon.
Yeah, some people are like that.
That is quite all right. I'm glad you could make it.
Indeed. We have had many offerings this year, so my mistress suggested that we not let them go to waste. Thus, a luncheon was proposed.
So formal.
I see. I also received some goodies from Hachiko. What a feast we will have!
Aina takes a seat and looks at the banquet before pausing in thought.
There is quite a bit of food. Will we be able to finish it all by ourselves?
I mean, look at how big that tanuki is. That handmaid looks like she could probably... I don't know. She's small, but I get the feeling that she's one of those, gorge herself and never gain a pound types.
I could lend a hand.
So she followed? Creepy. The three turn to look at the voice that is coming from the entrance of the clearing. Sure enough, Hachiko is standing there.
Oh, forgive me for following you here, Anna. I've not received offerings in many years, so I was curious what sort of things the humans are gifting to the spirits nowadays.
That's fair. Rude to just invite yourself like that, but...
I'll forgive you this time, Hachiko. I just hope my fellows will as well.
Aina looks to the tanuki and handmaid. They nod and Hachiko takes a seat.
Thank you for your hospitality. So, it would seem that there are many offerings here. A celebration of the annual harvest festival, I presume.
And yeah, back to the chibi art style.
Indeed. It appears that the humans were quite generous this year. Lots of vegetables and fruits from farms, among other things.
Looks like some rice. Bottle of water, maybe? Some kind of soup stuff. Some kind of bread, I would guess.
Other things? Oh, you mean that?
That?
What do you mean?
You see, the local village children are getting older, more independent. At any rate, they appear to have their own way of doing things.
Oh?
Do tell.
Well, you see, it would appear that young Miss Mariko made some offerings with us in mind. And, well, it started a trend.
Ooh?
Oh? I had not heard of this.
My mistress was quite amused, but I was not sure how the banquet would be perceived with their presence, so I hid them. Allow me to collect them.
Well, that they got completely backwards. I'm pretty sure that was supposed to be the handmaiden saying that, I would guess. The handmaiden moves to pull something out from behind her. She carefully places the contents of a few packages so that they may be easily viewed by the others.
Is that ramen? In a cup?
Okay. Cup noodles? Sure. Sure, cup noodles. Sure. Cup noodles for the gods. Noodles for the noodle gods.
What sort of cup ramen is that?
Miss Mariko specially ordered a ramen flavor from America using an internet. Here, there's a note.
The tanuki hands the note to Hachiko, who holds it so that Aina can also read it.
I am not a farmer, so I wish to give a different sort of gift. I hope it does not offend. For all of the dear spirits who cannot travel to taste exotic flavors of ramen, I offer this to you. Please give it to a certain spider spirit if you know her.
Cute.
Oh, goodness! She thought of me. But this flavor, I'm not sure.
I mean, you're always subjecting all your friends to weird foods.
What is it?
It appears to be shrimp, but with chili and lime flavoring.
Yeah, I'm out. I don't like seafood. Not a fan of chili flavor either. But yeah, the seafood, I'm out. I'll pass, thank you.
I wonder if it's any good. Huh? What's this you're handing me?
This was designated for you.
Oh my! Sweets and candies? And cookies shaped like little fox masks! They look to be homemade. How kind of her.
Aww.
I should have brought Hotaka. He would have been thrilled by this. After all, he can no longer cross over into the human realm.
There are some offerings for the young man from Miss Mariko as well. It would seem she thought of all of us. I'm just glad she managed to find something so pleasing to me. She sent the fresh ingredients for it, bundled with the recipe. I'm so excited to try this Tanuki udon named after me.
Tanuki udon? Cute.
Even I received a gift from Miss Mariko. Little rabbit-shaped buns. They are very cute. Though I don't know how I feel about eating them, since they look too adorable to destroy.
A fair concern. Sometimes you get food that just looks too good to be eaten. It's, that's rough. Yeah, you're looking at it, it's like, you know, this is art. This deserves better than to be eaten.
I'll eat them if you don't want to.
I'm afraid I can't let you do that. They are too cute after all.
Meaning she's gonna eat them herself.
That just makes me want them more, though.
The handmaiden stares Hachiko down for a moment before grabbing the rabbit-shaped buns and unceremoniously shoving them into her mouth.
What? That's not very ladylike, you know.
All's fair when it comes to defending food.
As if you're one to talk, Hachiko. You may dress and try to act like a lady, but I've seen you around mortal men.
Don't mention that in present company, Anna.
Is that she gets trampy, or she gets, like, sort of drooling in hunger? Hachiko gets flustered, and the rest of the spirits chuckle. The handmaiden has managed her way through the many buns, and now speaks clearly.
I am a rabbit first and a lady second, after all.
Yep. The spirits all laugh once more, and resume their feasting. With Mariko's contributions, the meal is incredibly jolly. She definitely added some kick to what normally would be just vegetables and fruit. A little while later, the spirits lounge around lazily and talk, their bellies full of the autumn harvest offerings and Mariko's gifts.
That was great, Konkon! I have not eaten like that in some time, or perhaps ever. Indeed, we may have to do this again next year.
Yes, let's. I mean, if you'll have me again.
But of course! You always liven things up, Hachiko!
Well, I'd say it's decided then, Konkon. I look forward to seeing you all at other festivals besides the autumn harvest.
I don't think any of us would want to miss another opportunity like this. It's our chance to get closer to the mortals for once.
To the next year, then. May our holidays be festive.
Hear, hear!
Aye!
Indeed.
I don't know if there's any festivals or in anywhere right around here. Like, I'm recording this, you know, it's May. Is there anything, like, do any festivals go on in May that would be relevant for... that the spirits would care about? I don't know. I have no idea what times festivals happen in Japan. Or anywhere else, really. I barely know when the holidays happen in Canada. Yeah, most holidays, it's... I don't even pay attention to our own holiday schedule. Yeah. May, so I assume it'd be a little bit late for any sort of like spring festival. I imagine those would probably be in like April, I would think. What do I know? I don't know anything. Anyway, I suppose let's just finish this whole game off. Mariko is standing inside of the Midway station. She has a pensive look on her face as she bites her lip. Hotaka is standing close to her and appears to be smiling at her thoughtfulness.
I don't know what to do.
Why don't you go ask everyone for ideas?
But isn't that like cheating?
Well, we aren't your classmates, and technically we aren't human, so does it really count?
Probably not.
I guess you have a point. But still, who would have thought a creative writing class would be so hard?
I mean, writing can be really tough. You know, right? It can be tough coming up with ideas and then figuring out the words to use, and yeah, it can be tough.
It's your first challenging assignment, I take it?
Yeah, it is. I'm not sure I was meant to be a writer, to be honest. I signed up for the class to have a fun elective, not to stress out about my own ability to compose words.
Don't worry about it too much. We'll all try to help as much as we can.
Well, I'm going to go to Hachiko's. If you want to follow me, you can.
Doubt he's got anything better going on.
I'll follow in a bit and come over with Aina. There's still some stuff I have to attend to here in the station.
Like what?
Okay, sounds good. See you there.
With that, the two wave goodbye to each other and Mariko heads out to Hachiko's house. Once Mariko arrives, Hachiko welcomes her with tea and plenty of treats.
So, what's the assignment?
I have to write a short story.
That's not too bad now, is it? How long does it need to be?
About 10,000 words.
Oof. That feels long.
Only 10,000? Why, that's not bad at all.
I don't know, 10,000 seems like kind of a lot, honestly. For a short story in some sort of elective class? I don't know.
It's terrible. I have no idea what to write about.
Well, was there a prompt?
That's the problem. There wasn't. It was just, write a short story which can be fictional or based on something that happened in real life. Make sure it reaches 10,000 words. You have 3 weeks.
Yeah, too bad nothing interesting ever happened in your life, huh?
3 weeks is a good goal. So what we should do is lay the groundwork today, and you'll be done in a week, I promise.
Yeah? So what do I write about?
She asks the spider spirit.
Have you had something interesting happen to you in real life?
Asked the spider spirit.
Me? No, not really.
Hachiko rolls her eyes and looks pointedly at Mariko. Mariko only looks confused in response.
Really, Mariko? You are talking to a spider spirit. How often do your peers get to do that?
I suppose you've got me there. You think I should write about my time in Midway?
It would certainly sound fantastical to me if I were in your class. Who knows? You might get points for originality as well.
Suddenly, a knock at the door catches their attention, and Hachiko stands to answer. She soon returns with Hotaka and Aina.
So, have you figured out what you're going to write about?
Hachiko and I just had an idea. What if I wrote a fictional story about a girl riding a train to the spirit world?
Oh, isn't it brilliant? I think she will receive full points for it.
Will you embellish it at all, or just tell the actual story?
I'll probably have to change things a bit. I mean, I don't want them to think I inserted myself into the story, so I'll change up the characters and names a bit. I hope you don't mind.
Not at all. I think that you're being quite sensible. So, what sort of events will you write about?
I think I'll probably do something based on the first time I met you all, and then maybe add some of our monthly adventures into the mix. You know, for good measure. And to raise my word count.
10,000 words is no joke.
This sounds reasonable.
You should spend the day here and write. Here, I will grab you some paper. Do you have a pen or pencil?
I recommend writing in pen so you won't be tempted to get into an editing loop.
Maybe for the first draft.
Oh, yes, I do have a pen. It's in my bag. I'll have to find it.
I will be right back with that paper then.
If you get stuck, you can ask us for help.
I'll be sure to do that. Thank you.
My, I've never helped write a school assignment before. Who knows? Maybe I'll learn something in my old age, Konkon.
Oh, come on now, Aina. You don't look a day over 100.
Hotaka, don't make an old lady like me blush, Kon. You know I'm well over 500 years old.
Hachiko returns with the paper, and the three spirits decide to leave Mariko to work in peace.
Call if you need her.
I will. Thank you.
Didn't mean to cut her off. With that, Mariko sets out to work on her writing. At first, progress is slow as she reminisces on that fateful winter day. Her face scrunches up a few times as she concentrates. Soon, the words start to flow more freely, and she manages to get a single page written. Then another page, and another. The little tongue sticking out is cute. Occasionally, the spirits will peek in through the door to check on her progress. She is so absorbed in her work that she doesn't even notice them. Eventually, the old station master comes to fetch Mariko and escort her back to the human world. Mariko doesn't notice him either. Hachiko even delivers tea to the coffee table, and Mariko doesn't seem to notice it. But she does drink it eventually. Finally, Mariko looks up and checks the time.
Oh no, I have to go home soon. When did you all get here?
We got tired of waiting, so we came in here to give you some more tea and just stayed to observe.
Wow, Mariko. Great observational skills.
I see. Well, good news. I'm almost done.
That's great, Konkon!
It would seem that I am just in time then.
We should celebrate.
We will have to wait until next time to celebrate, I'm afraid. We have to go home soon.
Aww.
I want to get my grades back before I celebrate. Also, I have school tomorrow, so I have to get home and go back to the city.
It is a shame, but I think we all understand.
Anyway, I'm going to head out now. It was nice seeing you all. I'm ready, Station Master. Let's go.
Keep wondering if she should learn his name.
It is always lovely to see you.
It was great to see you again. See you next month.
Until next time, bye-bye!
Until next month, goodbye!
And that's it. Yeah, that's everything in the game. There are some reason. May as well mention, in addition to the glitch regarding the the dialogue from the Station Master for a while. The Steam achievements are glitched on this game. They don't actually save properly. So I'm not sure if I missed any achievements or not over the course of my playthrough. But, doesn't really matter. Anyway, that's it. That's everything there is to do in this game. Did the main story, did the extras. So that's it. So I hope that you did enjoy this. Like I said last time, I find it to be a cute game. The extras are, you know, they're on the cute side as well. They're pretty fun. And now I'll need to figure out another sort of small game to do a couple videos for while I wait for Star Trek Resurgence, because that's going to be the next game I do an actual Let's Play of. But for now, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.